I'm here today with composer Yotam Haber, and we have Kettle corn, and he's kind enough to let us visit his studio and talk to him a bit. So thanks, Yotam.
It's a pleasure. This is very delicious.
Thank you. So let's start off by talking about your relationship to kettle corn.
You mean to kettle corn?
Yeah. What is tell us about your relationship to kettle corn?
I don't eat a lot of popcorn,
No?
to be honest with you. But you've brought it with you today, and it's good. And I'm going to go through this whole bag as quickly as possible.
Great, great. So Kettle Corn New Music is about presenting music in a bit more of a laid-back environment to try to recapture the dorm room music experience, like sharing music experience that we had in college. And so speaking of the different musical traditions that come from your family and that you've experienced throughout your life, can you speak to some of the experiences you've had with music that were maybe outside of a concert hall but very special to you, or outside of a traditional concert?
Well, I can tell you about this piece that I'm writing now, this piece for the Alabama Symphony, which is a long piece, an evening-length work. And immediately from the outset, I knew that I wanted to make it an experience unlike the standard classical experience, because I feel like the trappings of the orchestral world might get in the way of the message of this piece, which is a commemorative work. So rather than going through the tradition of having the concertmaster come out on stage and people clap for the concertmaster, and then there's tuning, and then the conductor comes out and people clap for the conductor, and the orchestra stands up and the orchestra sits down, and lots of coughing and all that. I've decided to start the piece so that when the audience files into the hall, the work has already begun. It's no longer a regular, it's not your mom's orchestra concert, right? And so that's definitely why I think you guys are doing an interesting project. I mean, there are things to be said for the standard concert,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That people come in and say that our attention is fully placed on this. It's hard to attract new audiences when there's that expectation, that a relaxed atmosphere can bring new audiences in. And I think that's great.
So would you like to talk a little bit about the piece that you have on the upcoming concert?
Gabe Kahane commissioned me with the Nelsons. He commissioned me along with a few other composers, a cycle, I think, of 10 songs. Just one short song he wanted to play. The interesting thing about that song is that I had heard Gabe just fooling around on the piano one day and singing along, and he has an incredible falsetto, just an incredible head voice, and I wanted to write a piece that just lay just in that ethereal, high place where the tone is just straight and beautiful, and my friend Barbara Ross, a poet who lives in Texas, wrote the poem that I said, which is about the ocean, and I thought it was nice to use this paradox about this very, very deep thing and have the whole song reside in this very, very high place. I'm very interested to see what it will be like with Melissa singing. We transposed it quite a bit for her to try to kind of lift it up for her as well, so it wouldn't be exactly comfortable for her. But I haven't heard her yet, and I'm very excited to see what happens.
As are we. Yotam, thank you so much for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Looking forward to the concert.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
So this is what kettle corn should be like.
This?
Yeah.
It's close. I mean, I tried.
What?
I did my best.